Each week we listen to an album, here's our mind. Just know it's gonna take about 3 hours of your time to hear us complain or praise each other's taste. But no matter what, at the end of the day, we're just best friends who love different music. We are earbuds, earbuds, earbuds. This is Earbuds.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Earbuds. If you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. Tell us everything you're thinking about. We want to know, we really do. Good or bad, good or bad. And if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, but you think that's your only option, no. Find us on all podcast platforms and follow us there. You can download the audio-only episodes and listen to them on your way to freaking work, baby.
Oh my God! Also, for the next several episodes, you're going to hear the show referred to as Turned Tables. That is not the truth. The show is Earbuds. We decided to change the name after we recorded a couple episodes. So deal with it. It's the same show. We're just calling it something else. Don't be so confused all the time. Comment down below if you think the name Turned Tables is better. There's nothing we're going to do to change it at this point, but just let us know. Enjoy the show.
This is Earbuds.
Welcome to Turned Tables.
Welcome to Turned Tables. I'm Landon.
I'm Joey with Turned Tables.
And
Turned
I'm also with Turned Tables.
Turned Tables.
This is the show where I pick a song. No.
Yes. You said it last week. It was pretty good.
Okay, I'll just copy and paste that. No, I won't. Every week we share an album from our favorite albums that we like to listen to and other stuff with the person to my right.
How we doing?
And then the next week he will share something that he likes with me.
How you doing?
And we have differing taste in music, but somewhere in the middle we meet. So right here at the beginning of the show, the beginning of this podcast endeavor,
it will bloom and grow.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Goldblum.
Yes.
Oh.
So
are we gonna maybe hear a little jazz?
No.
Okay.
I have a 20-year-old wife.
Bye.
So at the beginning of the podcast, we're starting with some stuff that we know we both like. And we started with Fall Out Boy's new album, and now we're going back to the beginning of, at least many consider the sort of beginnings of the pop punk into the mainstream sort of.
Yes, into the mainstream.
Yes.
I do want to. Something just happened in the room. The room where it happened. The room where it happened. Okay, so we decided, what was that album, Landon? What started to make people go a little bit more like, hey, this isn't just for outsiders and freaks and weirdos and losers.
I don't want to get 86'd from this club, but I think this pop punk album is quite good.
Go on.
Because while it may just be three boys with their instruments, they are utilizing strong melodies and harmonies even. And they're all some of the songs are about dirty, nasty things, but some are about really things, emotionally honest things that really relate to me as a boy or a boy or a girl. And that song is Dookie.
So we're talking about Green Day's Dookie today, and you just heard a little clip of the first song off the album, Burnout.
That's right.
So we figure we'll go to there. It's a little bit of an older album. We're going to hit on some albums that are older than this one and newer than this one, but we wanted to say, where do we start following our track, right?
Right.
Where do we get on track? Where do we then leave that track and start to explore these other albums? So we want to talk about Dookie, okay? So do we want to talk about Green Day just in general?
I think briefly we can just mention our journey with Green Day.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Me is an interesting story because since, sadly, and I hate to bring up the show this way, but I was the oldest in my family, right? Other than my parents.
Of course.
It was just me and my brother. But since my brother's younger than me, he wasn't coming to me with new music.
No.
So I kind of had to go out into the vast wilderness and say, well, what do I like? Right? Because everyone's trying to shove Celine Dion down my throat, right? Whitney Houston.
How about the Tarzan soundtrack that Phil Collins made?
Yes.
You're like, yeah, some good
Two
songs.
hearts, one family.
Yeah, you're like,
Kiss your bride, she'll kiss me. And you're like, what?
yeah. And you're like, I'll listen to this.
So I wonder what the first song I heard from Green Day was. I feel like it was probably Good Riddance.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the funny thing about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably their most popular song is
The first song I heard from them was basically telling me, bye now. You're done.
Yeah.
They were like, you're done. Bye now.
Yeah.
So that was weird. But I was, and I want to be the cool guy. I want to say, actually, the first thing I heard from them was Kerplunk.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. What was Dookie was 1994, so I was not even 2 when that came out.
Right. Same.
So what do you want me to do? I can only hear what's on the radio. I think I had an older cousin that listened to them. And so he had Dookie probably. God, what was it? It's Nimrod, right? That Good Riddance is on.
Yes.
So that was 97. So that makes sense. You know, I was a little older, what, 4?
Yeah, just a pipsqueak.
Well, then Warning was 2000, and then obviously American Idiot was 2004. So somewhere in there, I think I was hearing a lot of their singles.
Sure, you can't be taken to school in the morning as a kindergartner without hearing, "There's something unpredictable. Joyce in the end is joy."
And then you're like, well, that's not what all their other stuff sounds like. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, there was a lot of the sort of Tony Hawk Pro Skater pop punk stuff going around.
Of course.
And so I'm listening to those. I'm listening to a lot of, I feel like, compilations.
Sure.
And I'm getting Green Day on there, and I pick up their greatest hits album at some point.
Mm-hmm. International Super Hits.
Yes. And then there's
a couple
some
extra songs.
That are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So that was that. And then, of course, American Idiot comes out, and even though that's where a bunch of people go, that's not the same.
Yeah.
They're different now. They're ruined. I listened to it yesterday. I love it.
Yeah.
That's probably I love it.
Not to spoil anything, but that's probably one of the best albums ever made, in my opinion.
I
know it's cool to say now, like, well, that's lame, but I don't think the cultural impact and
it's too great. And it's different generations. Dookie is 92. That's 2004. You're looking at a 12-year difference.
Yeah, people grow up. It's like when you get mad that a female actress looks older when she's 30 years older.
Landon does constantly.
Yeah, like, why does Sarah Michelle
wrinkles?
Sarah Michelle Gellar doesn't look like Buffy no more.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joey's like, well, yeah, because that was a long time ago. And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
Green Day should still sound like they only know 3 chords, and Sarah Michelle Gellar should still look like a high schooler.
And listening to not just Burnout. I wouldn't have been doing my due diligence if I didn't listen to the whole album. But you can hear what comes,
of course,
to American Idiot.
I don't understand.
Because
it boggles my mind.
This is where, like, when we're talking about pop punk, these bands that are doing, it's not just straight punk.
No,
they are singing, they're harmonizing.
They sound like the Beach Boys.
They do have songs that go into, like, Longview. It comes from whatever the F is before that.
Yes.
Like, there's these little interludes where they're growing into each song. It's not its own little start and stop.
There's 2 or 3 that do that on here.
Yeah, it's more just, there's little hints of that coming up. And guess what? If you had to be growing up when George Bush was president, you'd be so freaking mad too. You'd be like, well, guess what? Maybe I'm an American idiot.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. No, I think probably no band has ever sounded more similar to, and not in a bad way. They grow creatively, I think, but still maintain the root of what they've always been.
Yeah.
In a way that you kind of wish, at least I do sometimes, that other bands would do. They, in my opinion, they've managed to creatively grow, but also maintain who they are.
They have made some choices that baffle me.
Sure.
And maybe someday we'll talk about those.
Sure.
But as we talked about with Fall Out Boy last week, when someone said they can't just keep, he's not that guy.
Right.
He's not an 18-year-old that's like poor.
Right.
Just sitting, like they are rich. They've gone on tons of world tours. They're like platinum. It's a different thing.
It's different.
But it's still good. And they can still have the views. I don't think they sell out. I don't think the things they're talking about on their album just because people are like, well, they're rich now.
Right.
That doesn't mean you can't be mad that,
right.
you know, the political climate is stupid.
Sure.
So, but let's go back to a fun time, right?
A simpler time.
And I'm going to pick up where I left off. Let's just jump in. This is Burnout. And this is going to pick up right where I hit pause.
No, play from the beginning because this is what an incredible opening.
Okay.
I declare I don't care no more. I'm burning up and out and growing bored. In my smoked out board.
I like the little hi-hat, the little fill, and I like the little, is it a cork or a bottle opening? You hear that?
The little...
You hear that?
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
I always imagined it was it's something. If anyone out there knows, please tell me. I was going to look it up, but let's just say we're recording earlier than I thought we were.
Yeah.
But I always imagined it as like a corkscrew or a bottle opening because they're just kids drinking in the alleyway.
That, you could be right.
You've never heard it before. You just now heard it for the first time.
No,
So
I'd never thought of it that way. I thought it was like his drum throne is squeaky.
Oh, maybe.
Because they're just recording on like shit.
Yeah, that could be.
Okay, well, this Reddit post actually says, so the name of this post is Burnout is a really dark song from Green Day.
Whoa.
So I don't think it's going to talk about the noise.
Okay.
But yeah, and we can look into some of this stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Honestly, you can see Insomniac building from here. Look at the lyrics. I'm not growing up, I'm just burning out, and I stepped in line to walk amongst the dead. Whoa, that's dark, isn't it? Apathy has rained on me, and I'm feeling like a soggy dream, so close to drowning, but he doesn't mind? That's some passive suicidal themes right there in plain sight. You know what? I don't need to hear your version of our podcast. I don't need to read your Reddit post of what we're doing. And I'm just going to tell you, calm down. Guy's a stoner.
He's just like, I don't care, dude.
Bored. Smoke. Boring. His hair's long.
Yep.
Don't want to walk. It's a okay, so when I hit pause, I guess it's not going to. It's a common theme on this album.
Yeah.
Every song is about this.
Well, not every song.
Well, no. And
Almost
we'll get
every
to
song is about just
There's 14 songs we have to...
being a bored little kid. Yeah, but they're all like 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
That's something
That's
else
awesome.
I love. It just rips.
Yep.
They're getting through it. They're like, yeah, this song, a little 2.5 minute song about being bored. You're like, okay. And then another one, and then another one, and another one.
Another one.
Yeah.
Another thing I thought of on this album is that I feel like every song on this album sounds like a single.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've heard all of them just outside of my own listening almost. Like this was a big album.
It's a huge, yeah. It's a huge album. And I honestly think some of the, I mean, this is not, I'm not the first person to think this about any album ever in existence, but some of the singles that did become singles, I think are way lesser than some of the other album tracks. And we'll get to that, I'm sure. But I do, as this Reddit guy kind of got at, it isn't just boredom. You know, I think a lot of this type of music at the time, maybe even probably, there's something that obviously elevated Green Day above everyone else doing the same thing. It's the distinct melodies. It's the distinct lyricism. Billy Joe's a great writer.
Yeah.
I think even when it's a song about being bored, you also have stuff that hits you in a different way than just saying that. You know?
Yeah. I agree with that. Do we go to the next track?
But it can just be funny. Okay, go ahead.
And there are some funny songs.
Of course.
Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, Burnout, one of my favorites.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, then when I hit play, I guess it's not going to... Landon. A little bit of a build up here. Here we go. Yep. Do.
I don't like that.
Because it sounds like they didn't time it right. Listen to this. It's like the drums are kind of fading in somehow.
I think it's on purpose.
Yeah.
Because the drum and the bass are together. Oh, we didn't even get to the cool drum solo in Burnout. Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Guess we can't go back.
Something I like about the album is everyone gets like a million moments to shine. And you're like, God, especially listening. Well, I'll stop talking over this.
Here's a good part.
Great chorus.
Yep.
Just so...
So close your eyes and get yourself goodbye and think about the times you spent and what they've been. It's nothing.
Think about everything that's ever been good. To me, it's nothing. It's that, you know, that sort of apathy and anger towards everyone that you just, it's inexplicable as a teenager. Looking back, you know, you're like, what the hell did I have to be so angry about?
Yeah.
But this stuff all touches you in a way. Well,
It's the lyrics are, gosh, I hate to agree with this Reddit guy. I mean, this is a different
really
song, but
shouldn't have read that.
They are. It is dark in terms of
Yeah.
but there's something about the way he's singing about it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not just the dark. Like these are fast punk songs that are talking about his. You know, he's just not happy with life, and he knows that, and he wonders why. He's, you know, you've got to be wondering, why am I like this? Because you are criticizing yourself by writing these songs, but at the same time, he's like, I'm mad at you.
There's a lot of emotional maturity in these songs, I think, but also an immaturity. You know, it's the type of writer that will go on to write a sort of scathing political rock opera, and then a decade later write a song called "It's Fuck Time." You know, it's the guy contains multitudes.
My loneliness still comforts me. My anger dwells inside of me. I'm taking it all out on you. Hey, if you told me that was a freaking Metallica song, I'd be scared shitless. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. That big guy with the mustache is yelling that at me.
I don't know if Burnout really features this, but this chorus, play it a little more of the chorus for us.
Yeah, we're going to
will you?
have to do that, okay? And I'm just going to go back to...
No one here's good. All right. That's fine. You get the harmonies. Some interesting, inspired drum parts that follow the melody and like add their flavor with the crown of the old ride cymbal. And that layered vocals in the verse that you just probably wouldn't be getting from other punk bands at this time.
Two little pipsqueaks.
Two little guys.
Inside of me.
It's just good. I could listen to it. I've heard this album 18 million times probably, and every time it comes on, I say it's great.
Yeah.
I'm never sick of any of it.
When I listened to it the other day for this, it was over before I knew it. It's like, oh yeah, that's everything's good. Because there are albums where you go, I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I kind of have to sit through this song for this.
Right.
This was fine.
Yeah,
I listened to all of it.
That's all.
I really, really did.
It's all really quite good, isn't it?
Yeah,
having a blast.
that's having a blast.
That's
for
me.
you.
And of course, the thing is, he's not having a blast. Interesting.
Think about that.
Now let's go to one of the greatest opening lines of any song I've ever heard.
This is up for contender for me for best song on the album.
Yeah.
Is it gonna take the W? I don't know.
That's just funny.
And then one of the best, I guess, choruses right after this.
Yeah. And let's hear that right now.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Funny.
I love, and we will get a few more songs of just hating someone from Green Day in the future that are always my favorites because it's just funny. It's just funny. I don't know you, but I think I hate you.
Yeah.
It's just, we've all felt it. Like, it's universal, but it's also so just funny. You know, if you would tell me that this is on a this is a Reddit post.
Yeah.
This is a meme on Twitter 30 years before Twitter was ruined by Iluma. But you did. I don't know you, but I think I hate you. You're the reason for my misery. It's just, what a strong opening stance.
And some of these lines in here that Magic Man, egocentric, plastic man.
Yeah.
The way you kind of fit some of these words into these, this is when a band, they got something to say. They put out their first album, their first big album.
And that line, Magic Man, egocentric, plastic man, yet you still got one over on me. Like, I know what you are.
Yeah.
But I still, it's always that self-reflection and that sort of awareness of oneself in a situation.
Maybe you're just jealous. Or maybe I'm just dumb.
Yeah.
I'm a chump. Let me...
And please go to the... Well, whatever. See? And then, how long's the song?
Well, the song that's halfway through.
Yeah. And then what do we get?
Hear that bass? You know what you can't hear on songs anymore?
Pete Wentz could never.
No.
That's what I love about Green Day. It's three masters of their
dukers,
craft.
Yeah. Three absolute dukers.
Mike Dirnt earns his nickname of Dirnt.
Right. Because of the way it sounds.
And you can look that up, and that is true. Dirnt. It's just great.
Great. We get this little end thing. And, of course, we are going to be flagged on every podcast thing. I was thinking, too, this is a band that, and there are other bands like this, but it's crazy when it's three guys, and it's still the same three guys.
Yeah.
Like 30 years later, you just met two guys, and he's like, I can play bass, and then he's still doing it.
They just click. Sometimes it works. Look at us.
Mm-hmm. Just three guys that, well, hold on. Well, that guy. If you're watching the video,
it's just three guys
having
that
a
just
good time.
Clicked. We got together in middle school, and we haven't looked back. Now, have we reached the success of Green Day? Yeah. Of course.
That's why we say it is crazy that they have all. I meant it's crazy they also did what we did.
Exactly.
So, it's just funny that someone's like, I'm going to play bass. And you're like 15, and now you're 50.
Yeah.
Like, I play bass.
Yeah, he's still doing
And
it.
the guy's like, I play guitar.
Yeah.
The guy's like, I'm on drums. And he learns how to play drums a little bit different. And then he goes, maybe I'll go see how other people play drums. He just loves drums.
Yeah.
Can everybody just be so simple, please? If you like drums, will you just play the drums? But they've never switched out. I mean, they've added someone,
of
maybe
course,
you'd say,
of course.
Mr. Jason.
And then they took him away.
They took him away, and they said, you don't get to have that title anymore. And he's like, I told you I didn't want it.
Yeah. But what struck me too, listening through this again for the millionth time, it is three guys, but coming off the back of coming off listening to Fall Out Boy, which is this like kind of epic, but also whatever we said about it, but it is pretty grand in scale. There's a symphony orchestra playing under almost every song and a horn section, all this stuff. And then you listen to three guys, a guitar, a drum set, and a bass, and it feels as full and as realized in a lot of ways. Like that, musically, it's simple, but it's also interesting. They're doing stuff like this, like, okay, we have half of a song. Let's do a musical interlude into our next song that also starts in a weird way that you wouldn't expect a song to start with, just like a weird tribal drum beat and a bass. And we'll get to that, of course, but they're interesting. They do, and maybe you could say that they're not doing stuff like this anymore, which they're not, but they've always tried to push themselves in different interesting ways, and it doesn't always land. And
it's just, you're not in high school anymore, and they still will do stuff like that, but it's just not the same. You're not recording it the same. You have different things to talk about.
Yeah,
and we're talking about this album, but this is there's a lot of music, like I feel like now, especially with the bass line and drums and stuff, we don't hear as much. This reminds me of coming off of albums like one that we will get to talk about with the Descendants. Their first album has some of the most, anyone that knows that, like, those bass lines that the guy just came up, he's like, I found a bass in a garbage can and came up with this bass line, and then it's like their biggest song. And I think there are people build it like, we want to hear all your little things. And when there's less people and you don't have, I don't know, an entire orchestra behind you.
Yeah, you're not competing with the Philharmonic.
Hear this stuff. And it becomes iconic. When you go see this in concert, you're just losing it.
He starts walking down the ding, ding, ding. Go ahead.
Here's the last 5 seconds of Chump.
Okay.
Going into Longview.
Okay.
And right there, just starts and then clicks over, somehow gets louder, but that's fine.
And even that, listen to that. You get I don't know what that is, but there's some other notes going on there.
Something's happening.
Now this song is just a comedy song.
Yep.
And I love it. Now, did I love it as a kid? And I have to act like I don't know what anything means when the song comes on in the car?
Yeah.
No. Guy loves paradise.
Yeah.
It's just funny, I mean, this song everyone has heard.
This is a single.
Huge single.
So this song is about, what is this song about to you? Still don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. I think it's basically about like you basically run out of stuff to watch on TV.
I don't know. I felt that way too. Well, so this is a song that, of course, is about smoking weed and jacking off.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really nothing more than that.
No. Peel Me Off. I can't stand up because he's high. Doesn't want. I mean, the name of the band's Green Day. We know.
Of
bunch of freaking
they just
Chiba Hawks.
Yeah. They love that stuff.
They love it. They can't get enough of it. They probably still do it all the time, right?
Probably.
I wouldn't let my kids do it, but I'm not Green Day.
Yeah.
Bite my lip and close my eyes. Okay, now I'm like pulling at my collar of my shirt. Like, maybe we should skip this song.
I do like when he does just finally get out with it.
Yep.
The third verse.
And then the part in the last part, there's some say quit or I'll go blind, but it's just a myth.
Yeah. He's just informing his friends who are listening to the song.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about this, guys.
Don't worry. I'm not going to masturbate so much I lose my eyesight.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't sure if that was, when I was listening to the lyrics before, I was like, is that like a pot thing or is that masturbating? Then I was like, I think it's masturbating.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those puritanical
they're like
pamphlet things.
you'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
You aim that thing a little too high.
Longview is it's a good song. It's fun.
Yeah.
You go crazy when you hear it live. You can't.
And you're going to hear it live every time you see them.
Of course.
Because they've got their set list down.
They're not going to diverge from the 20 songs that have made them.
Yeah. If you think
famous.
you're going to hear, Kill the DJ and whatever.
You're not.
Nope.
You're not.
Sorry. Do we need to listen to more of this one? It's good. The
It's
chorus
good,
is good.
Here's the thing I struggle with this album is trying to put yourself in the place of hearing it for the first time because these are, to me, almost synonymous with music itself at this point.
Yeah.
Like Longview, Welcome to Paradise, but Basket Case. These are all songs that they've transcended being Green Day songs. They are our songs.
I think
as people.
That's going to be the difference for us between with this album versus even just last week.
Yeah.
We haven't heard those as much, and we can be more critical about them.
Yeah.
These are just things I've grown up listening to.
This is kind of
interesting going forward. When
Yes.
it's an album you like or you listen to all the time.
Right.
Maybe it's my first time hearing it.
Yeah.
With this, you might be asleep because you're like, they like all the songs. I'll spoil it for you. I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
There might be some parts that I'm like, whatever. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I love this album.
It's kind of Star Wars for me, where
It was the Star Wars for me.
And actually, Green Day might be like that for me throughout their whole. Like, there's stuff that I don't think they should have put out, but they are a band for me that is like Star Wars, where I can take my brain out of my head and just sit back and relax and listen to it, whatever it is. Even their most recent album, there's some stuff on that I love. So
when did that come out? 2016?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Like 6 years ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago. And I'm hoping they do something else.
And you know what? They make good coffee too.
Yes.
So,
all right, let's go to the next Paradise song.
Yep. And here we go. Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me whining? It's been 3 whole weeks since that I left the door. This sudden fear has left me trembling. 'Cause now it seems that I am out here on my
We got to get to this chorus.
We got to.
I don't care if they shut us down.
Listen to this.
Welcome to paradise.
All right.
It's great.
What do you want me to say about this?
Yeah.
It gets the job done. That's what I like about these
songs.
These songs. This one's got 2 minutes 44 seconds left. Too long.
Yeah, a little too long. Well, that's because there's a full minute breakdown. Again, but another song and a single that is featuring a bass solo and kind of like a pseudo drum solo and like this weird sort of sonic build of instrumentation.
And you go, okay,
Yeah.
okay, you know what you're doing. And everyone's like, you're going like this.
Yeah.
The pit starts moving around.
Well,
Well,
and
just
this-
up there with his broken front tooth. And he's like, hey, how we doing?
Yeah. Well, what's great about this song too is I think that little bridge part tells the story of the song. Where he moves out of his mom's house and he's in a dirty little cesspool.
Yep.
And then it sort of builds, and then he grows to love it. And by the last verse, he's happy.
Let's see if this. We'll just give you a little bit of this, right?
Yeah. We have to.
Just so you know what we're talking about. So you're not confused on your commute to work.
No, you have to hear this. The drums come in. They do.
They're here.
Billy's doing a little...
Yeah. And then he starts doing a little... They're just jamming out in the studio.
Yeah. He's doing some... Yeah, he's just doing some weird stuff. It's cool.
And then we get to, of course, we'll just go. So then you go, interesting. It's actually a different...
Well, now that
might
we've
as well
listened,
at this point.
Especially because my favorite part, drum-wise, is coming up.
Okay.
Where he starts hitting that rat. And then he did... Ding, 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 ding. I just love that. Laughing.
Whoa! Now it's been 6 whole months since I left your freaking home.
He's still wondering why he's still here.
Yep. Interesting.
But it's feeling like it's home now, and he's never gonna go now.
So that's good.
Yep.
Next song is called Pulling Teeth.
Yeah, let's get to the good songs.
Another little just intro here.
Just simple but effective.
Yep.
You know? You don't need too much.
Broken bones and nasty cuts.
Every episode is just going to turn into us doing karaoke.
Fine.
Fine, I don't care. This isn't for you guys, it's for us.
Check on me. I just got to get to the chorus on this one. Too.
Sure. What I love is the sort of REM jangly guitars. It's a different sound from everything we've heard. Mm-hmm. They said we can do stuff.
Especially at the end.
Yeah.
And it kind of drops out. Yep. So this song's good.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And also
The end, just where he...
sure.
Okay. Just
Sure,
so you
here we
hear
go.
him. Kind of like a country song.
It feels country,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
But what is this about? Like BDSM or something?
yeah, yeah.
You're a freak.
But that's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny, or it's true. Maybe it's a true story. Who knows? I'm sure someone out there knows. Let's
Just
see.
looking out my window for someone that's passing by. No one knows I'm locked in here. All I do is cry.
Yeah. Oh, here. Pulling Teeth was written from the perspective of a man who is abused by his girlfriend and how he can't get out of his situation. The song has a very dark bit of humor to it, considering the
Okay, is this
subject.
Reddit?
No. The inspiration for the song comes from when bassist Mike Durant was having a pillow fight with his then girlfriend. Mike allegedly ran around a corner, hit his head, and landed on and broke both of his elbows. I don't necessarily know if that's an accurate description of what inspired the song. Maybe
break both your elbows.
I don't know. He's kind of a string bean.
Yeah.
He kind of looks brittle.
He's got brittle bones.
Especially at that age. Now he's like jacked.
If you try to catch yourself on your arms, it probably just popped his elbows right off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
Me neither. But great song, yes?
Yep.
I like it.
This song's called Basket Case.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything?
Clearly a single. The second you put this on for the producers,
Yeah, they're like, okay, well, that's gonna be huge.
that's gonna be huge.
And even this has an intro.
Sometimes I give
Just
myself
great.
a creep.
That little
You got the little harmony.
Sometimes
the
my
stacked
mind
vocal.
plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up.
And the tension of this.
tight,
Huh?
tight.
It's something I think they try to replicate years later in... Yeah. What's that song? Oh, Love.
You love that song.
I do love that song, but it feels like a more drawn out version of this, where it's like that opening tension of like it's building to something, but it's subtle about it. And Oh Love is kind of like that, where it's like you can just feel something's about to explode.
I'm sorry. I said 2016. I was thinking of Revolution Radio. I completely forgot about
Father of All.
Yes, that's
But
2020.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was actually older than that. So
Yeah.
that kind of actually makes me feel a little better.
No, I feel a lot better about that too.
There's some cool songs on there, Joey. I'd like you to listen to it. Maybe you will someday on this very podcast.
I've listened to it.
No, I know.
I've just forgot about it.
Play Oh Love for me for a second.
Yeah,
That's going to be on...
cannot remember which one that one is on.
Yeah, I think it's...
Oh,
that
it's...
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on Uno. People wondering. Last song on Uno.
Oh, love, won't you rain on me tonight? Oh, life,
I also love the production of the song, where you can like hear his mouth making the sounds. It's just...
don't pass me by.
It's what a lot of the newer albums miss, where I want to hear the guys playing. I don't want it to sound like you built the drums in post.
Lights flash. All right,
Okay, it's coming up.
won't you take me close to you? Far away, waste away tonight. I'm wearing my heart on a noose.
News. So there's that.
I like that song. I just think it's kind of there's a similar feel to just the tension of we just got Billy singing with his guitar, but it seems like they're kind of trying to recapture that magic that they created on Dookie when they put out Basket Case, which is a great song.
A great song. It's a single. You'll hear it all the time, but that's fine with me. Okay.
Yeah. And I think the beginning of the sort of bisexual
Sex worker.
whatever. Well, yes, of Billy Joe, at least his character being a bisexual, sexual person.
Yes.
Which will then later, I don't know. I just remember hearing a lot of stories of when they were on the tour with My Chemical Romance of him and Gerard Way making out. I don't know. I don't know if it's true.
That's why I thought that one was kind of about BDSM. He seems to talk
He's kind
about
of a little... He likes some different stuff. Different from me. Not different in a bad way. Just different from what I...
Oh, we're not yucking your yum.
And I don't even know what... I think it's probably just for a joke in this song.
I don't even know if I even like it.
He calls a sex worker she, and then he calls him he.
How old were they when this album came out?
12. I don't know. What do you want?
That's
I'm not
crazy
a
that you would
dictionary.
just-
I'm not a dictionary. I don't know the definition of how
When
old
you said
Green
come
Day
over
was.
and do this episode today, I thought you had thought about it. He's 51. He's been married since 94. That's the he was married when this album came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we all know he's not been.
Right.
He's a rock star. What are you going to do? She's fine with it.
She's fine with it. They're cool. He was 22.
Okay.
So older than I thought. He should have been doing better lyrics. Just kidding. I like him. Stop being mad at me for everything we say on this show.
Should have been in college.
Do we need to listen to this more?
No, we know Basket Case. Everyone does. It's a great song.
She.
Now, here's a good song, too. He's durnting it up. Another great intro. Yeah. I like how his voice is different on every song.
Cool.
Great.
Just for you.
Yeah, it's a great song, great chorus. This is one where I think this could have been a bigger single. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not bigger, but there's a song coming up that I think shouldn't be a single, and I kind of don't even like.
Okay.
And we'll get to that. But
I like this one. I think maybe just in terms of being a single, I mean, I know Good Riddance was a big song, but this one is a little slower.
It's a little
when
slower.
You've got Basket Case and...
Well, I'm saying post Basket Case, you put this out and show people what you're really made of.
Yeah.
You say, yeah, we had the funny song where I'm a crazy person and I like having bisexual sex.
Right.
But also I have a little bit something more to say about the nature of men and women.
Are you feeling like a social tool without a use?
And their place in the world.
Mm-hmm. So that's that song.
A great song. I love it. Are you feeling like a soul without a use?
Mm-hmm. Social tool without a use.
Oh, wait. Are you feeling... What is it? Who cares? Go to the next one.
Sassafras Roots.
Here's something fun.
Hit it. Yes.
And they even knew, sequencing-wise. They're like, we gave you kind of a serious one. Let's start it off a little fun.
Now come up here and...
Wasting your time.
That's great.
Wasting your time.
So that's good. That's fun stuff.
Great.
Right?
And
It's kind of a classic punk song. Kind of
punk love song.
We're doing nothing together. Yeah. We got nothing to do. We got no future. Look at us. Just a couple 22-year-olds that are married.
It's kind of beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. And I love Sassafras Roots.
I love them. Chewing on them. Using them as my toothbrush.
Just some bears that blind yourself wasting your time while I'm waste like you and nothing else to do. Man, I waste your time too. Why are you so alone when you could be with me while I'm a waste like you? It's kind of nice and also kind of mean.
What I like, yeah. What I like too about this song and so many of their songs from this album, the guitar part is catchy.
Yes.
The bass part is catchy.
Uh-huh.
The drum part is catchy. When the chorus in the last one, when it goes to halftime, all of these things can get stuck in the little intro instrumental and the beep beep beep. All of the parts could get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
You could just put the bass track out as a song and you'd be like, that's pretty good. You just sing along to that. You go beep beep beep. That's just good. Go ahead.
It's all inspired. This is the one Landon doesn't like.
Yep. But like I said, an iconic bass line.
Yep.
I heard you
Sounds like a 90s song to me. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Ow.
To me, this feels like what She could have occupied.
Yep.
And I know that this was a huge song for them, so who am I to say? I just think I don't like this song as much as all of the other songs on the album.
Let's get to this.
Great chorus, though. Talk about a catchy drum part.
Yeah.
A lesser band. I would hate this song.
They're just grooving.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel.
And you're right. It's a single I could take or leave.
Oh, so you agree? You don't like the song?
I don't have to like all their music. I actually don't like them that much. So how many songs are on this album? This is when it's a short album.
No time that I do that. It's still catchy though. That's what. Even this song where I'm like, I've heard it a million times. I don't want to hear it again. And then it comes on. I'm like, I did hear you crying loud all the way across town.
And I'll listen to it. It's less than 3 minutes long.
Yeah, I'll check it out. It's just not my favorite, and it will go on the lower list when we do rank.
There's 14 songs, 15 with the little well. Mm-hmm. So you're looking at a 35 without that song. You know?
Yeah.
It's a short album.
I'm glad we have the song. I just don't. I'm kind of surprised that it's a single when you have Having a Blast, and even Burnout. I feel like is.
But at this time, it's
and She.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it occupies the more laid back, slower tempo. I mean, it's still an up tempo song, but it's still like, it's got the groove sort of thing to it.
But it was a different time. Like that's why if you're looking at songs from the early '90s,
yeah,
that
it's
are
a '90s
singles.
Song.
It's kind of
it's a '90s song.
People love Counting Crows.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It occupies that sort of space.
And just because it's a single, I guess doesn't mean people have to like it.
No,
someone just picked that.
I'm sure it's some people's favorite song. I'd like to meet that guy and slap him in the face.
Should we have some more fun?
Yeah,
Coming Clean.
Yeah. Oh! Play it live.
What? Okay. Dee.
Boom, boom, ba-dum, I found that what makes me feel bad. So he's 22?
Yeah.
Did he write this when he was 17? Or he's just
might have, or maybe he's reflecting
on the time he came out as bisexual to his parents?
Yeah. I mean, he was born in 72, 94, so what do you want from me?
Yeah, that's true. So he was 17.
Yeah.
No, great song. I love this song. I do.
Yeah.
It's great. And it's a universal sort of relatable thing, isn't it?
I love this this whole latter half of the album. I mean, I know I didn't like the last one. But I mean, these last few songs, as we're sort of starting to lick our plate, I'm just having fun here. So yes, you're again a lot of just preteen. He's kind of a little late going through puberty, but nonetheless, we go, God, that's what it feels like.
I don't know what it takes to be a man. Mom and dad will never understand what's happening to me. And here on this lyric I'm looking at, it says, "What's happening to me?" with a question mark. I guess I've never. I feel like
interesting, like that's a different.
Yeah, like he's like, "What's happening to me?" Like
Mom and dad will never understand what's happening to me.
I think this is wrong.
I hate that website
because I think it's Mom and dad will never understand what's happening to me.
Gosh, now you're making me.
I know. I'm gonna go look at the actual album.
When it just comes up on like Apple Music, there's no. It's just what's happening to me.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know where they're aggregating their lyrics from either.
I'll go check the.
We need to start bringing. If we have the album, we have to bring it in here.
Well, what I don't know. I don't know where my CD is, and I only have a picture disc of the vinyl.
I have I have it on vinyl, but I was not planning on doing this today necessarily. So,
well, there you go.
I'll bring it next time.
No,
I'll show it.
I wonder if we'll have what we pick next.
That's exciting to figure out.
Emenius Sleepus. Another little ripper to start us off.
Less than 2 minutes long. Great song. And they do put question marks if it's warranted.
Interesting.
And what went wrong?
You knew me.
Now I think you're sick.
Yeah.
I love when lyrics do that.
Yeah.
If you're writing a song and you've got your chorus or your pre-chorus and you're saying the same thing and you switch it just a little bit, it always tickles a little thing right between my
undercarriage.
Yeah, my taint. And so it tickles me right there, and then I go, ooh.
Yeah.
So that's fun because it's a different I think you're sick. You feel sick, but the fact that your friend is now some asshole, I think he's sick.
You're sick.
What happened to you?
Dirty.
Do you like this song?
Yeah, that's great.
This is my favorite lyric right after this. Hear this.
Another great bass. Oh, sorry. Where did all the little kid go?
That's it.
Yeah.
But it still makes sense. I like this album because the way they say words. Sometimes like, everyone's always trying to figure out what he's saying there.
Oh yeah.
He's saying he's stoned. But he's like, I'm just stoned.
Yeah.
Where did all the little kid go? He's like talking about in you.
Yeah.
Where did all the little kid go inside of you?
Right.
Did someone punch you, huh? Someone tickle the spot right between your, on your taint?
Yeah.
Huh? Tell me.
Yeah.
And then basically he's saying you're sick. You're a little piggy, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, if you guys like the show, give us 5 stars on Roku.
Yeah, on the Roku TV app, please.
Anything else you want to say about this song?
Nope, it's good.
Good little bass line. Let's go to In the End.
Yeah.
Love this.
Yes. I figured out.
We should gotta play this on Rock Band. Yep, weird. And when will that be?
I love this song. Cool. This is one. And then, wait, keep it playing. This is my favorite part. Okay, go a little more, and then.
What?
We're doing a little. We haven't heard this yet. A little military march with a little drum and then a little tambourine. I love it.
And if they do this live, it goes on for 10 minutes.
Yeah, and he's like,
hey, oh!
shout, 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 shout. He's singing other songs and stuff. And I don't care. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah. We listened to the whole song. How long's that song?
About minute 45.
Yeah. And it's songs like that that make me say, why would you ever write a longer song?
Yeah.
don't need it
You
to be
got
longer.
your point across. What do you want me to do?
Verse, chorus, fun bridge, last chorus.
And I'm gonna listen to it again. If I want to hear the chorus again, I'm gonna listen to it again.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah. I love it.
F.O.D. What's that stand for?
Here we get the sort of first look into a softer side of Sad. He wants to make an acoustic song. That's what's funny too when you watch like the documentaries. Like when they did Good Riddance, people were mad, man. I was like, well, they're just a band. They're musicians. Has no one's ever heard an acoustic song before?
And bands in this ilk have done this stuff before.
I'll never understand people being mad about stuff.
It's people that are mad that like will listen to bands like Rancid who do this all the time.
Yeah,
It's just bands that do like a little folk punk thing.
yeah, and it's good.
Yeah. If it was bad, it would be bad.
Sure,
But it's not.
yeah.
What's the lyric that's good? Probably skipped it. What about this?
It's been real fun, but has it been real fun?
Oh, yes, that's exactly what I wanted.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
Because you go, that's fun. That's good though.
I love.
You're just a fuck. I can't explain it because I think you suck.
There's nothing better to me. They're the kings of making a song that's just about a guy that they hate.
and you just suck.
You suck. You're just a fuck. It's the funniest.
to have it comes in after like 2 minutes of
2 minutes of
acoustic.
I mean, it's not a nice song anyway.
God,
but,
that's good.
You know, it's all building there,
Yeah.
but it's just so funny. What a funny thing to say to someone. And of course, F.O.D. stands for. Did we hear it?
Oh, yes.
Fallout. Dookie.
Yeah, that's good.
So this is a great song. Great way to end the album
Yeah,
on
that's what it
too,
was.
huh?
Do we hear? Oh, here we go. There we
Yes.
go. And that's the end of the album. And there's a couple seconds of silence, a couple minutes of silence, and you go.
Back where I come from, you had to listen to a lot more silence, right?
Yep. Now, well, here's the thing: the version I put onto my MP3 player. The last song,
It's his phone. Why did he say it like that? He's trying to show off.
FOD is like 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
So you know there's a secret.
Yeah.
Then they just put it on like on the stream. It's just a song.
That's what. When I was listening to it on my,
It just comes on so
streaming device.
quick, and you go, "What?
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Why do you call it a streaming device? It's your phone." I don't know why he just did that. So here we go. Yeah. It just sounds like shit.
A fun little. They're just messing around in the studio.
Yep.
And we have the little freak behind the drum kit.
Comes out.
He's like,
Could I maybe do a song?
I like, oh, this is fun when he gets to do his little thing.
I was all by myself.
It sounds like he's singing into one of the drum microphones.
He probably
No
is.
one was looking. I was thinking of you.
It's like a Beatles unreleased track.
Paul would write something like
I
this.
was all by myself.
I was all by myself. I was jerking off.
All by myself.
You know, they're just having
All by
fun.
myself.
You get it.
And this guy's a freak too.
Yeah.
Because is it Kerplunk or I think it is his other song that he just gets to sing. What
Is
am
it
I
on
thinking
Kerplunk?
of? It's got to be.
I don't. Is it a hidden track?
I want to be your dominated love slave.
Yeah. And then he comes out and he wears little ladies' clothes.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be Kerplunk, right?
I
It's
think
not
so.
on here. Maybe I have it.
I think.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, but there's precedent for him being a little
Yeah.
stinker. And we all love Trey, of course. And that is actually his real name.
That's the
Which is
that's the
interesting.
stuff that people like. That I think when then they do American Idiot, and they're like, they're not the same. They used to have fun.
Yeah.
And then you didn't listen to that album then.
Yeah.
Because they still do dumb. Nobody likes you.
It's fun as hell. And then, yeah, Trey's
Yes, it
little
was.
kerplunk, yes. Trey gets to, let's hear a little bit of that, huh?
Of Dominated?
Nah, we don't have to.
Okay. 92.
You were just a...
Yeah.
And so was I.
Be your dominated love slave. Wanna be the one who takes the pain. You can spank me when I do not behave. Smack me in the forehead with a chain.
He's just
I
being silly.
love feeling dirty. I love feeling cheap.
It's funny that this is the stuff they will do live when there's so many songs people want to hear. Like, and this song is like, let's say 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
And
they do it
they
for
stretch it for
8
like
minutes.
so long.
Well, because then you get
It's just
what's his nuts on the saxophone. He gets to have another solo. You're like, didn't we just do this in King for a Day? And you're doing all that again. I think Billy just likes to play drums. So they're like, he's like, I want to play for longer. He sounds like that.
yeah. And then Trey, of course, he's like, okay,
Yeah, he wants
I'll
to
sing another
in
song.
his little shorts. He's playing his little song.
Big thighs, his big drum pounding thighs.
Yeah. I love these guys. This is, God, as close to a perfect album for me as someone can get.
What?
And I know I'm probably biased by my nostalgia.
Well, what is your favorite? What's your favorite song on this album? I don't know what mine is.
I don't know either. Chump is up there, but it's such not a full song that I feel like I can't say it. So honestly, I think Burnout is one that even live, I can listen to it a million times, and they play it a lot.
Yeah,
They usually play that one, and I love it every time. And frankly, I love it every time I hear it. It's a great way to kick off an album, just right in your face. But having a blast is a great chorus. I love I think is one of their great songs. It's hard to pick, isn't it?
yeah.
Pulling Teeth is great
Sassafras,
because it's a little
Pulling
different.
Teeth. I like Coming Clean, and
Yeah.
in the end, they're all. It's hard. It's hard. What's your favorite Green Day album?
Oh,
Just so we kind of know where we're coming in at. Mine is Insomniac. I think that when Insomniac comes out after this album, that's where I'm like,
yeah. And in a lot of ways, Insomniac, Dookie is just a prelude to Insomniac, isn't it?
It sure is.
According to Reddit.
Yeah, Babzoovalahoob.
No, Insomniac's great. I love that album. Of course, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Nimrod is my favorite Green Day album.
I think that's my second. It's hard to say.
It's a long one, and that's going to be a long episode.
But that's another one where they are mad at everyone.
Yeah, there's at least 2 songs that are basically just them swearing the whole time at someone.
It's fine. They're all good.
Then you get Warning, and they all hate each other.
Yeah.
And you say, but how could you make such a good album while you hate the people you work with?
I'm just fascinated that 4-year gap to American Idiot. They're just a different band. And I know there's the little, like, oh, we had an album and someone stole it. I don't know about all that.
No.
But
well, of course, then we get into the network, and we can talk about a lot of...
We'll get into that later.
We can get into a lot of Green Day lore, can't we?
Yeah, it's... God, I just want to listen to more of it. But
I mean, of course, American Idiot is probably their best album, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and
just
people are going to be mad at us.
Objectively speaking, no album except for Dookie has been more culturally relevant.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Artistically, I mean, I think it's leagues above Dookie artistically, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Even just those little, what do you want to call it? The song, when you've got, what is that? You've got a song that's like 5 parts. I don't know what you want to call that.
I mean, it's kind of a medley almost.
I guess,
but it's
yeah.
not really.
Of just
new songs.
New songs.
Yeah.
But some of those are so good in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, this like soaring chorus or this weird like minor key thing they're doing, and then it just goes into something else, and you're like, I want to hear that again. So you listen to the whole thing again.
Yeah. Jesus of Suburbia is incredible. And then you get to Homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, they're doing it again?
Yeah.
And it's almost as good, maybe better.
Yeah. It's good in its own way.
Yeah.
So great. That's Dookie, and I'm sorry, I know everyone wants us to say this was their only good album. Everything else sucks, but we do like them. I will listen to their new album again.
There's some good stuff on Revolution Radio.
Mm-hmm.
I like 21st Century Breakdown.
Yeah.
People, I don't know what the consensus is about that, but I think it's up there. It's up there for me. And there's Uno, Dos, and Tre. If you cut the fat and just made one album, it could potentially be the best album that they've ever put out.
That's a strong statement to say. I was going to say something else, and I thought of what you said to me. I'm
just saying it's potential.
There's great stuff on those, but yes, those are the most.
Well, if you take 3 songs from each,
right,
there's an
you
album.
have an album from 3 of them.
Yeah,
3, 6, 9.
Yes.
Oh, maybe so I could do it one more time.
And maybe throw one or two more, just to make it a 10 or 11 song album.
Yeah,
but then you get, because there's Tre is the best of those. We'll get into it eventually, probably.
We'll have to.
So,
do we rate this album? Is that what we did?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Okay, 10.
Yeah, I don't know if you can go lower than 10.
Now, here's the question, though.
Actually, I'll say 9.5 because When I Come Around is annoying to me sometimes. Just sometimes.
We're in agreement. That is the weak part of the album.
Good.
If I had to pick one,
it's
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So where do we go from here? Isn't that interesting?
It is indeed.
Do we have another band like this that we say they're doing something similar, or do we start to? I think we stay in the same.
Sure.
There's stuff here that we could say, hey, if you like that, I did bring up Descendants, so
we could do that. I know they're a true love of yours.
Yeah, but now I'm scared because I think it'll be fine. But we can either go the album that I think.
What are you scared of?
That
boy?
You would like
came
out. It was like their 6th album. It came out in 2004. But we could go back to the very beginning, which is 1982, which would be the kind of
their Dookie,
which is their very first album. Mm-hmm. Milo Goes to College, 1982.
Yes, the little Simpsons character,
the little Simpsons man. And then you've got they are inspired by them. Blink-182, who we talked about covering.
Of course.
Everyone says they wouldn't exist without this band.
Sure.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Do we do that, or do we do the one where I go, God, there's some great songs on this album? Because it's a good historical place to start.
Let's go history. Okay. I'm sure I'll like it.
Yeah, there are some lyrics that we will have to talk about.
Although maybe I'm not so sure.
But that's why I said, you know what? I know an album that is great that's kind of like Dookie to me, or kind of like that is pop punk. Well, why don't we go with that one? We don't have to go back to the beginning.
No, let's do
one that I've been listening to again recently. Okay,
let's pick the one you want. Like that's not the whole point of the show. No, let's do the one you want this week.
Yeah, no, we don't have to. Then I'm just sorry for bringing.
No, come on, let's do it.
Like it's not the point of the whole show and what we talked about. No, we don't have to do anything.
No, I want to see where Milo goes after college.
Okay, so let me just set this up for you, since this is how we're going to start this then.
Okay.
And I think at some point we will have to go back to the older stuff just to show, right?
We've got at least 10 more episodes of this.
I think so.
Yeah.
Wait until we put out all these and no one listens. Okay, Milo Goes to College is their first album, 1982, which is 40 years ago now.
God,
was their first album.
Bunch of old bastards.
And I did just see them last summer, so they're still
out.
They're still out there. They put out another album after that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 albums. Everything Sucks was their 1996 album. Then Landon, it was 8 years until their next album came out, which is Cool to Be You. and then another 12 out. 12.
Thank you, but what was the album called? 5 minutes
Doesn't
late.
even make sense.
It's cool to be you.
It's cool to be you. Then 12 years later is their kind of newest album of new material. So they are really
They spread it
taking
out.
their break. They like to spread their cheeks.
But isn't that so exciting when they finally do come out with a new one?
Yeah.
You're
So
like, wow.
that's why this one, 2004.
Which one? Cool to be
Cool
you?
to Be You.
Okay.
22 years after their first album, they put out this album.
Japers.
That's why I'm like, it's different than, but not really. It's
Okay.
still a good pop punk album from early 2000s.
You know I trust you.
They are
I don't.
in their 30s, I guess, at this point. So
They were 10 when they put their first album out?
yeah. Maybe they're like in their 40s because they're in their late 50s maybe now. But whatever. I'll do the math later.
Maybe my math was
I'm just
wrong.
doing this so people can listen to Cool to Be You.
Cool to be you.
By Descendants. And then then we'll go back and you know what?
Well, no, then I get to pick.
I'll do it. I was just this is the bass line that I was talking about. That kind of sounds like what Green Day is doing.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Almost ready, almost there, or is it already over?
So that's their first album.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the Green Day sound. But I want to get.
That's what I'll probably
They're in the
list.
studio now. They're being produced by their drummer.
Sure.
I mean, they're all 30 minutes long. So
Yeah. I'll get a little history lesson and then dive
But I
into.
think this is one you'll like because there are songs that remind me exactly of this, and then we can discuss.
Interesting. And then it's an interesting, who's influencing who
It's
by
interesting
2004, huh?
They had an album out before Green Day, but then they put this one out after Green Day. So it's kind of like who's influencing who, with a little Simpsons guy.
Yeah, and that kind of did sound like Brat Simpson singing.
Yeah, I thought more like Brad Pitt, but from our other podcast, you said we can't talk about him anymore.
No, not anymore. So Dookie gets a 10 and a 9.5.
Yeah.
Next time we'll be talking about Cool to Be You, Descendants, and let's kick them out of the podcast with, let's give them a little taste.
Of what? Oh, this?
Yeah.
With
Track 1.
okay.
See you later, guys.
Bye, wankers. Sorry.
Talking about our life, no matter how much I don't like. Talk is never cheap between you.
Yeah, that's good.
Each week we listen to an album, here's our mind. Just know it's gonna take about 3 hours of your time to hear us complain or praise each other's taste. But no matter what, at the end of the day, we're just best friends.